Hello everyone and happy Friday. Before we share my analysis from these last few days, please remember that neither I nor the SIMETRI team from Crypto Briefing are licensed financial advisors. What we provide is not a personalized investment advice. It is merely our opinions based on our various research and diligence. As always, do your own research before making any decisions about buying or selling crypto.
Okay, so looking at the technicals, at the moment, 18,000 is a very important downside level. I'll talk more about that in a moment. The monthly pivot point probably comes in around 24,000. Looking at the weekly pivot point, 22.3, I think that's the 200-week moving average, very important. If we were to start to slip underneath 18.7, I would expect a quick move towards 16,500 and then 12,400, but that's only on a very, very bearish scenario, and daily price closes below 18.7 will be very, very bad for the market. So let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart, and you can see, similar to the crypto total market cap chart, it's all about a 200-week moving average. So we've nearly had 3 weekly price closes underneath the 200-week moving average with no buying interest so far. So that's a very negative sign. If we were to snap back this week, that would obviously be better for bulls. I think here we need to look at this head and shoulders pattern. Very obvious here what's happened when it's broken underneath it, and we need to realize that the market's only stopped halfway towards the target of the pattern. So the actual target of the pattern is coming in at around $2,000 US. I'm not saying it's going to go there, but I'm just saying we're only halfway towards what this head and shoulders pattern is indicating where crypto can go to. I think if we get above the 200-week moving average, we could easily start to move back towards 27, and then the market can decide whether it wants to go back to maybe 35, or it wants to start to play out the full target of this pattern. But at the moment, it doesn't seem likely that we're going to go that low. And there's a setup on the price charts at the moment that I have been watching, and that's a potential double bottom pattern. So if you can see here, the market is trying to confirm a price floor. The drift lower has been very slow. So I think if we would start to reverse around maybe 19,000, it could be a good sign for the market over the next few days and weeks. And obviously, you've got a confirmed double bottom. I think the risk here for the market is the monthly Bollinger Band. So you can see the monthly Bollinger Band here. When it's narrowing there, it's kind of indicating that a breakout's going to happen. But when it's widening, it's indicating that we're going to trade in long range bound conditions, so from top to bottom. So at the moment, we've bounced from 18,700, which is the bottom of the monthly Bollinger Band. I don't think Bitcoin's ever been below its monthly Bollinger Band, but if we were to break underneath there, we could probably see a big overspill like we've seen before when we broke over above the upper Bollinger Band, and the market starts to quickly go in that opposite direction. So 18.7 is probably really important support. If we continue to hold above there, then maybe at some point we can, at least get a pop back to around 25,000 or something like that. Looking at the weekly Bollinger Bands, you'll notice two things here. When the market is strongly trending higher, you'll see both Bollinger Bands trending higher. When it's strongly trending lower, you'll see both Bollinger Bands starting to move lower. Now the upper Bollinger Band has started to stabilize, where the lower one and the middle one are still dropping. So that's kind of indicating that maybe momentum and everything is slowing down, and the fact we haven't been able to really close 2 weeks underneath there, it's kind of providing some evidence that the market could maybe start to bounce back at some point, because if we can't get under the weekly Bollinger Band, there's a strong chance that the market is at least going to pop back to 25,000. So overall, still possible for a move down towards my price target of 12,000 level. Is still on the table, but maybe it's going to happen later on this year. Cannot discount a rally from current levels if 22.3 is taken on a daily close. A drop below 18.7 could cause a big decline in the market. Keep your eye on the Bollinger Band on the monthly time frame around 18.7, because that could trigger a lot of technical selling if that breaks, and vice versa. If it continues to hold, then we'll probably see a run higher. On the lower time frames, watch out for a double bottom pattern forming if we're unable to take out maybe 19,000, 18.7 over the next few days and weeks. And obviously the grayscale decision is going to have a big impact on what the market's going to do. Okay, so moving on to Ethereum now, and what you're going to notice here is something very different to what's happening with Bitcoin. So you can see Bitcoin's already at its lower Bollinger Band, but Ethereum is nowhere near it. It's stuck between the middle and the lower. So it's indicating that Ethereum hasn't met its downside price target yet. So maybe this is a proxy for the market. So it'd be very unusual if it didn't fall down to the bottom, which is around 470, 450. So maybe we're going to fall down and test it, or maybe we're just going to have a little bit of a move higher, some consolidation around 2000, maybe 1800, and then move down later on in the year to test the bottom Bollinger Band. But the most interesting part of this is that it's still rising. So the bottom Bollinger Band is still rising. It's not falling. The top Bollinger Band is, however, falling. So it's indicating that the market, maybe this is going to be a good buying opportunity around 450, because then both of them are kind of contracting. They're not going in the same direction. So maybe we're going to see a wide range in Ethereum and a recovery in future, maybe 20,000 and 2023 between maybe 5,000 and 500. So that could be a great upcoming buying opportunity. If we look at the weekly Bollinger Bands, again, same as Bitcoin, we can't close underneath the weekly lower Bollinger Band, and the support there is coming in around 800. So if we manage to move above maybe 1200, I think there's a strong chance that the market could bounce back towards 2000 at some point. Again, note the head and shoulders pattern, that slanting neckline, the same as Bitcoin. It's nowhere near its price target. However, the Bollinger Band's starting to turn higher on the lower, and the upper one is moving down. So that's again giving a slight bullish bias, and the reason why we could pop back to 1500 at some point. Again, it's the same as Bitcoin. It's going to be a similar story on the lower time frame. So it's either looking like we're going to carve out a double bottom pattern. If that fails and we break past 800, then maybe we're going to set up a massive inverted head and shoulders pattern down towards 500 and then a quick rebound. But at the moment, given the market's momentum, it probably seems more likely that a double bottom pattern's coming and we're going to get a bounce back to around $1,500. So overall, Ethereum is at a very tense moment at the moment because it's still pretty much in the middle. TA points to a possible drop towards 500 in future. The monthly Bollinger Band also indicates $500 is coming, but in the near term, a double bottom pattern or further breakdown is the developments that we need to watch out for. So it's either looking like 500 US dollars is coming or 1500, and if we continue to see Bitcoin holding support, then Ethereum will simply follow Bitcoin higher, or if we see it breaking below 18.7, we could probably see 500.
And thank you. I hope you found my thoughts helpful. If you'd like more, please click the subscribe button for Pro BTC Trader and join me every week on Wednesdays for our live trading war room and daily email updates.